For another news update. And in the news this evening, Skull charged for allegedly shooting up motorcade on Marcus Garvey Drive. Detectives from the Denhamtown Police Station have charged 26-year-old Pepito Smith, otherwise called the Skull, a vendor of Spanish Town Road, Kingston 13, in relation to an incident that occurred on Marcus Garvey Drive in the Kingston 14 area on Thursday, April 7 this year. Smith has been charged with shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Reports are that a convoy of motor vehicles was traveling along the roadway when Smith drove up and opened gunfire at the motorcade. However, the group of people managed to escape injuries. A report was made to the police and an investigation was launched. Arising from the subsequent probe, Smith was arrested after a warrant was executed on him and was charged on Friday, September 20, after being interviewed in the presence of his attorney. His court date has not yet been finalized. Man accidentally stabs himself to death during dispute in Clarendon. A man is dead after he reportedly stabbed himself purely on accident during a dispute on the Hayes Main Road in Clarendon on Saturday. The deceased has been identified by his alias Raga, 44, laborer of Jasmine Place, Newtown, Phase 1, Clarendon. According to a police report, during an altercation, Watson stabbed at a man, missed his target, and accidentally stabbed himself to the region of the groin. He would later succumb to his injuries. Issues re-help for relatives of mentally ill persons raised at the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation. Issues relative to the care of mentally ill persons and assistance for their family members who are in need of help in dealing with them were among the topics discussed at this month's monthly meeting of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation. Some councillors expressed a concern about what appeared to be a lack of clear guidelines for persons who need assistance with relatives who are suffering from mental challenges. Citizens have often complained that the authorities, including the police and some health professionals, sometimes show reluctance to assist the relatives with the removal of mentally ill persons, especially those exhibiting violent behavior, from their premises to access appropriate care. Councillor for the Breton Division, the People's National Party's Anthony Wint, asked whether there is a policy on the institutionalization of persons living with mental illnesses, particularly those who are living on the streets. Is there any provisions to assist in getting our mental health patients off the road, and is there any clear policy as to how you get these persons into the Bellevue Hospital? Wint asked Deputy Public Chief Inspector for St. Catherine, Denise Douglas. In response, Douglas said she was not aware of any enhanced policies, but she would be willing to make checks for the councillor. As it relates to institutionalizing mentally challenged persons, I can say that the shift is now towards having them treated, and the family assisted with that, she explained. However, I can relay your question to our head of mental health and provide you with some feedback, Douglas stated. For PNP Councillor of the Ginger Ridge Division, Ralston Wilson, members of the political directorate are often criticized by citizens for purposefully failing to adequately assist the mentally ill persons in their respective parochial divisions. The first thing they are going to advertise is the councillor say and no and do nothing, Wilson argued. The councillor do something and then run into a brick wall. I want to know if there's an easier way so that councillors and other responsible persons who see what is happening out there with these mad people can help to get them off the street, Wilson stated. The health official promised to make further checks on the matter that was raised at the municipal meeting. Labour rights prepared to take to the streets in defense of Prime Minister, says Mackenzie. Local Government Minister and the Jamaica Labour Party Deputy Leader, Desmond Mackenzie, has declared that the party's supporters are prepared to take to the streets, if necessary, to defend Prime Minister Andrew Holness from what Mr. Mackenzie contended is an orchestrated attack by the parliamentary opposition. The opposition People's National Party, led by Party President Mark Golding, has called for Holness's resignation after the tabling of the Integrity Commission investigation report into Holness's statutory declarations. despite the IC not recommending any criminal charges against Holness, including relative to the question of illicit enrichment. The report was referred by the Commission to the Financial Investigations Division for further probing, with the FID saying on Thursday that it will be analyzing the contents of the report. In a fiery address at a SPOTI meeting in Northeast St. Anne's Exchange Division on Thursday, Mackenzie accused the PNP of sensationalizing matters involving the Prime Minister, citing false news about a raid on Holness's residence. Labour writes, "Let me tell you, what is being orchestrated by the PNP against Dr. Andrew Holness is an attempt to turn the country away from the goodness, the work of Dr. Holness," he claimed. A defiant Mackenzie said the party would not stand for what he suggested was happening and would instead use all appropriate measures to protect Holness's image. But let me say something to you Labourites. Tonight we are not as a party going to allow the PNP and its leadership to construct and to deliver anything that is going to destroy the image of Dr. Andrew Holness, Prime Minister and the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party. And the Labourites, I am saying tonight, if it means that Labourites must take to the streets of this country in defense of Andrew Holness, then we are prepared to go out there and defend, Mackenzie declared. Meanwhile, the JLP's candidate for the September 30 by-election in Northeast St. Anne, Matthew Samuda, opined that the country now has the best leader since independence. Labour writes, "We support Andrew Michael Holness," he said. Both the JLP's lower house and the Senate caucuses have collectively thrown their support behind Holness amid the calls from the PNP and some members of the public for him to resign. No salary agreement yet between government and the public dental surgeons. The Jamaica Association of Public Dental Surgeons has revealed that several matters remain to be addressed by the Ministry of Health before there can be agreement on a new salary package. A meeting was held on Wednesday involving representatives of the association and the Ministry of Health and the Finance to conclude talks under the public sector restructuring program. Last week, several unions finalized the negotiations with the government to conclude the exercise. President of the Jamaica Association of Public Dental Surgeons, Dr. Vanessa Kiffin, told the news that while some progress has been made, there are critical issues the Health Ministry must still address.
We are in the process of compiling a comprehensive document outlining these concerns and the necessary redress. Addressing these matters is essential for us to move forward with the new compensation restructuring exercise. Our priority remains securing a package for our dedicated surgeons that not only rewards performance, but also acknowledges the immense responsibility inherent to their role within the public health service. We hope to send this response within a week.
Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.